Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Modules. Okay, today we're going to do Chapter 5, Stock Market Ticker. The objectives of this lesson are to explain stock market ticker information, determine the total value of a trade from ticker information, determine trade volumes from ticker information. Okay, there is a whole load of vocabulary words, so let's just get into it. Dow Jones Industrial Average, the DJIA, is a published information system. The Dow follows the daily trading action of 30 large public companies. It is a well-respected average that offers a broad picture of how the market is performing from day to day. Ticker, an information transmission machine that has been replaced by electronic scrolling, which uses symbols to provide up-to-date information during the trading day. And then there's stock symbols. A stock symbol is same as a ticker symbol, the letter or letters used to identify a corporation on a ticker. For example, Ford is simply F. What other ones do I know? Coca-Cola is KO. Tesla is TSLA. Those are stock symbols. All right, ticker symbol, same as a stock symbol. Shares traded. Number of shares bought or sold in a single transaction. Shares traded are listed on the ticker using a shorthand information system. 10K, 10M, 10B, 1,000, million, billion. Trading price, a price displayed on the ticker, sometimes followed by an @ symbol. Directional arrow, arrows that indicate whether the traded price of a single share is greater than the previous day's closing price, arrow up, or less than the previous day's closing price, arrow down. Total value of a trade is a value determined by multiplying the number of shares traded by the trading price without including any fees. That's the total value of the trade. You can't profit off of the fees to buy and sell. Uptick, a tick that indicates the price is greater than the previous trade, and a downtick is a tick that indicates the price is lower than the previous trade. Money flow, a type of market analysis based on upticks and downticks. Positive money flow is when the stock is purchased on an uptick, and a negative money flow is when the stock is purchased on a downtick. The daily money flow is a calculated indicator that is the average of the day's high, low, and close multiplied by the volume of the day. And net money flow is a positive flow of money because more investors were willing to pay a price above the market price. So there's a quick overview of the vocabulary that will be in this chapter section. Okay, so here's example 1. Marcy is following the stock market ticker, scrolling across the bottom of her TV screen on a cable business station. She had purchased some shares of Visa Incorporated last week and is interested in seeing if there are any current trades. She knows that Visa Inc. has a ticker symbol V. She saw the following information: V space 12K at 72.73, an arrow pointing up 0.0 or 0.12. What can Marcy learn from this line symbol? Okay, well, this right here tells us it was Visa. Okay, this tells us that there were 12,000 shares. That was the volume of the most recent trade. So the most recent trade traded 12,000 shares. Okay, someone bought 12,000 shares and they bought them at $72.73 per share. So I could take 72.73 times 12,000 and see how much that person or company spent. So let's just do that just for kicks, just to give you an idea. And 1 second, my calculator went to my other screen for some reason. 72.73 times 12,000 is $872,760. Okay, so somebody purchased quite a bit of shares of Visa. All right, they were bought on an uptick. That's what the arrow up means. Okay, so the price was up 12 cents from the previous day's close when they made that purchase, and that's what that means. Okay, that it was up 12 cents from the previous day's close. I'll write that. Up 12 cents from previous close. Okay, so if it closed, now we know what the previous day's close is. So if they traded at 72.73 and the previous day close was 12 cents less than that, yesterday's close was $72.61. Okay, so there's example one. All right, so let's take a look at check your understanding. Cleavon knows that the General Electric has a ticker symbol GE. What can Cleavon learn from the following line symbol GE22K at 29.40? Arrow down 5 cents. So let me just do this again. We know that this is General Electric. Okay, because that's a ticker symbol. Also known as a stock symbol. Okay, this means 22,000 shares. Whoops, not dollars. 22,000 shares were bought. Okay, and they paid $29.40 per share. Okay, and this means that the previous day's close is down from the previous day's close when they bought it. So the previous day's close was $29.35 the previous day, and they bought this 5 cents. No, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. You have to add if it's a downtick. So the previous day close was $29.45. It's down 5 cents from the previous day's close when they made this purchase. All right. And let's just keep going here. Let me move these up here, or actually extend the page. And now it says, had the trading price for GE transaction been $30.05, what number would have appeared after the directional arrow? So we would still have GE. We would still have the number of shares of 22,000. And then we'd have the at symbol 30.05. Okay, so it says what a number would have appeared after the directional arrow. So after the directional arrow, let me think about this a second. So remember, the previous day's close was, the previous day's close was right here, $29.45, because I added 5 cents to this price because it was downtick of 5 cents. So it says, had the trading price been $30.05 instead of $29.40, if the previous day's close is $29.45, $30.05 is higher. So for starters, that would be an uptick. Let me change that to black since that's what we're using here. And go like that, and go back to my pen and just shade that in. So this would be an uptick. This arrow would point up. It's higher than the previous day's close. And how much more is $30.05 than $29.45? Well, it's 55 cents to get to $30 plus 5 more cents. So I'd say 0.60 for 60 cents. Okay. And since they're not showing the zero at the end, we're not doing significant figures here. And so it's 0.6 or 0.6, if you will, if I'm going to copy what they have here. So the answer is 0.6. Okay, example 2 says Tom needed money for graduate school tuition. All right. He called his broker and asked them to sell all 3,000 shares they had of Coca-Cola, which is stock ticker symbol KO, shares on Wednesday, as soon as the trading price hits $44 per share. We'll get into selling at the market and doing what is called a limit order. And that's what this is in a couple more chapter sections. But at this point, he's just telling his broker, sell that thing at 44 bucks. Tom knew that Coca-Cola closed at 44.25 on the Tuesday. How will his trade appear on the ticker? So what do the tickers look like? Here's a ticker down here. Let's just copy it. Stock ticker symbol comes first. And then the number of shares is 3,000. So that's going to be 3K. And then we do at, so he wants to sell it at $44. And then what follows that is the arrow. Well, $44 per share, it closed at 44.25. This is less. So the arrow is going to point down like so. And it is going to be down a quarter. So that is example 2. Okay, the check your understanding says, what would be the previous day's close for a share of Coca-Cola if the ticker had read KO 3K at 44, uptick 25 cents. So you look at the price paid. When it's up 25 cents, you have to subtract what you're paying to see what the close was because it's up from the close. So to solve this, you take $44 minus 25 cents, and that would equal $43.75. And that's the answer to check your understanding. Okay, example 3 says Tony purchased 15,000 shares of stock of Target Corporation, TGT, at 78.43 per share. Her trade appeared on the stock ticker as TGT 15,000. Let me highlight this. TGT 15,000 at 78.43, down tick of 17 cents from prior close. What is the total value of her trade? The down tick from the previous close has no bearing on this question. All you have to do is take $78.43 and multiply it by 15,000. Okay, so I'm not going to use my calculator. Let's just do this. 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, and 1 is 21, 42, carry the 4s, 35, 39, and 0, 3, 4, 8, 7, 0, 0, 0, 5, 4, 6, 7, 11, 2 decimal places. 1 million. Is that right? Let's take a look. Let's check this just in case. Big numbers. So we have $78.43 for 1 share. Multiply that by 15,000. And we get 1,176,450. So this is correct. Wow. That's a lot of money. Tony's rich. Okay, so check your understanding. Suppose Tony made her purchase at the previous day's closing price. What would have been the difference between the values of the trade? So this is down. Now it does matter what this says. So she bought this on the down tick of 17 cents. So if she bought it on the previous day's trade, she would have paid 17 cents more per share. And that may not seem like a lot, but it is. $78.43 plus 17 cents is going to equal $78.60. Oops, what am I doing here? $78.60. All right, so one way of doing this, what's the question asking? What would have been the difference between the values of the trade? Well, all you really need to do is multiply that 17 cents times 15,000. So let's just do that. So let me write that. 17 times 15,000. Okay, and I'll just use a calculator. 0.17 times 15000. Enter, and that is $2,550 difference. Okay. Okay, example 4. Grandpa Rich left his 3 grandchildren, Nicole, Jeff, and Kristen, a total of 87,500 shares of Apple in his will. Lucky them. Apple's cranking lately. All right, the grandchildren sold all of the shares at a price of $96.91 on Friday. All right, the closing price of Apple on Thursday was $94.83. How did this trade appear on the stock ticker? So you always start with the stock symbol, A, P, L, and then there's a space, number of shares, 87.5K, it's 87,500. Use the @ symbol, the price, 96.91. The closing price on Apple on Thursday was $94.83. It's higher today, so that is an uptick. Okay, they were smart to sell it today, not yesterday. And so you take the 96.91 minus the 94.83, and we get $2.08. So Apple, 87,500 shares at $96.91, which is $2.08 higher than the previous close. And there it is. All right, so now it says express 0.15 million shares traded using the K symbol. So remember, 1M equals 1 million. So 0.15 million would be 0.150000 if you wrote it like that, but obviously we don't write that. We don't have leading zeros. So 0.15 million shares is 150,000 shares. It says to express this as using the K symbol. So that is 150,000 or 150K. Okay, example 5 says Laura is interested in trades of Abercrombie and Fitch, ANF. She has been following the upticks and downticks for the past 2 days. She knows that ANF closed on Tuesday at $20.68. The high was $21.25 and the low was $20.50. Okay, so we got a close. We have a high and we have a low. And then there were 11,902,000 trades or shares sold on that day, or traded on that day, bought or sold or both. She found that Monday's closing price was $21.23. That's the closing price. The high was $21.30 and the low is $19.95. The volume for Monday was 16,537,000 shares. So this is asking, was the net money flow from Monday to Tuesday positive or negative? So in order to answer this question, you have to know what money flow is. So let me go back to page 1. And when I scroll to the bottom, money flow is right here. Positive money flow, negative money flow. To determine a money flow on a daily basis, you calculate the calculated indicator, that is the average of the day's high, low, and close, multiplied by the volume of the day. All right, so that's how we do this. So we're going to take on the first day, the close plus the high plus the low divided by 3, that's the average, and then you multiply that by the volume. So there's the formula for that, okay? So I'm going to just use my calculator for this to save time. So we're going to take 0.68 plus 1.25 plus to 0.50, enter, divided by 3, enter, and I got 2081. I'm going to show that 20.81 times the volume. Okay, so then I hit times 11,902,000, enter, and I got 24768, 24768, 0620. So that's $247,680,620. Okay, so that was the money flow on Monday. And now we're going to do the same for Tuesday. Let me change to green for this one. So we're going to take $21.30 plus the low, 1995, plus the high. Whoops, I missed the close, 21.23. I'll put it at the end. It doesn't matter what order. Our addition is commutative. And then I'm going to multiply that by the volume, 16,537,000. All right, so we're going to put $21.23 plus 1995 plus 2130. Okay, 2123, 2130, 1995, hit enter, divide by 3, and I got $20.83. I am not going to round that because that would make a big difference multiplying by 16 million, 16.5 million. But I'm not going to write I'm just going to put equals here and here. And so I'm just going to use this number right here and just simply say times 16537,000, enter. And I got 344410586. Verify that 344410586, 123, 123. And that left 70 cents, 0.70. Okay, so on the second day it's 344 million. 410,586. Okay, I'm going to make one slight change here. I'm not going to do pennies. I'm going to round this to dollars, and that's going to be 7. Now, my answer is different than the book because right here, the book probably rounded to $20.83. I don't do that. I don't round to the very end. It's more accurate. So, and the data is in working backwards in time. So this was Tuesday and this was Monday. So this was Monday and this is Tuesday. So since it went from 344 down to 247 from Monday to Tuesday, this is a negative money flow. Okay, so the question asked, was it a positive or negative money flow? The answer is it was negative. All right, so now let's do check your understanding. And it says, let H represent a day's high, L represent a day's low, C, let H represent the day's high, L represent a day's low, C represent a day's close, and B represent the day's volume. Write a formula that can be used to determine the day's money flow. Well, it's actually quite simple. We just did it right here with numbers. So you take the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3 and multiply that by the volume. And that's the answer to the check your understanding. And that's the end of lesson 8.5, stock market ticker. So hopefully you understood all of this. It's pretty important information if you're going to be trading stocks. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.